environment. We have with us Ankur Jhaveri, MD and CEO Institutional Equities at JM Financial Institutional Securities, joining in on the show right now. Ankur, hi, morning. Great to have you on ET now. Tell me, what's the chatter like at your conference? What are the questions about India amidst, little bit of this shake-off that you're seeing in the Mag 7 in the US and not rubbing off on us, at least for now?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show, and good morning to the viewers. India Exchange 2025. This is a conference that we are, in the midst of that, which is our 17th flagship conference. The idea is that really getting all the minds together, policymakers from the industry thought leaders, to come together and discuss about the next leg of India movement, right? And we clearly are super excited, thrilled around many sectors and many opportunities that we see moving forward. But it's also important that we keep an eye on the key challenges. Some of that, like immediate that comes to my mind, and some of the ones which they are going to have a lengthy discussion around is going to be, the emergence of renewable energies, and how is that shaping up now, given that at some point we had a lot of chatter about solar being excessive. In terms of production, and also at the same point of time we are discussing about data centers and how data centers could become a next big theme for India investments. There is a lot of excitement around internet, new age companies, and not to say that the traditional businesses, they are showing their way ahead. They are talking about what is more going to be done in terms of new markets, innovations, and how are they leaping on in terms of their efficiency. So electrifying atmosphere, super excited, and I am just hopeful that during these 3 days we are going to have a lot of insights in terms of what are investors thinking at the end of the session.
Absolutely. Curious at that as to what the takeaways from the conference would be. But Ankur, given that we've been in this time-wise correction here in India equities for quite some time now post the Q2 earnings season, are investors more confident about not just growth, but maybe some amount of valuation comfort too?
Yeah, so there are a couple of chatters, and the discussions that we are having along with the investors. The first most critical thing that we need to understand is that in every structural move that the market has, there is an important phase of consolidation. This is not the first time that we are seeing the consolidation. Taking backtrack from 2010, we've had such 3 large cycles of consolidation. But remember that every time the market has come out of consolidation, market has given 30 to 40% return over the next 12, 14 months. So today we are already in our 14 months of consolidation. I feel that the narrowing of this cycle of consolidation itself means that there is opportunity. We've already seen that most of the EPS cuts are already factored in. We have, in fact, for us, we have up our FY26 earning growth estimate by 0.2% from 7.7% to 7.9%. And I feel that FY27 numbers, you will start seeing an uptick in earnings as well. It's just the compounding of the earnings, as well as in terms of just the right base for a lot of these companies who will upside surprise us with the earning growth. So yes, it's a phase of consolidation. We need to be tightly holding, and most of these consolidation phases you will see most of the bottom up stories rather than top down. But eventually I think it's that phase where you will start seeing a broader market also start performing in line with as we start seeing the earning upticks in FY27.
And hi, this is Harsha. What's the sense like with regard to earnings upgrades coming in? Is there visibility? Will that happen in H2? Are you expecting that to come in FY27? You'll get early indications, early signs of that. Are you getting those?
Hi Harsha. Yeah. So see, the Q2 earnings, if you look at it, it was a bit more tilted towards large caps. We saw a lot of misses around small caps as compared to large cap, and that's typically the phase where you will see the leadership growing within the large cap spaces. It's also been polarized, so there has been some section of companies which have actually upped their estimates significantly, whereas we are still yet to see a significant shift across the board. So my sense is that that yes, the early signs of FY27 earnings you will start seeing. I will not be surprised that many of those pockets, especially energy, metals, to that sense, even BFSI, I think banks, you will start seeing many of these pockets, outperforming their estimates, but you'll also start seeing the earning uptakes coming in as we enter into FY27.
And on the consumption side of things, is there anything materially different being spoken this time around versus maybe say 2 or 3 months back by managements that you've been speaking with? Is there some material uptick in terms of enthusiasm with regard to consumption, and in which pockets are you seeing that?
Correct. See, I think, consumption story, I think is here for long, with a lot of initiatives that has come from Government of India and Reserve Bank of India. The direction of consumption story is very clear. We are super excited around discretionary consumption as a basket. In particular, I think autos is something to watch out for, both, two-wheelers as well as four-wheelers, and you will start seeing lot of that built up, seeing more as a sticky demand than thinking about as a blip of only GST reset. Viksit Bharat, we are seeing a lot of initiative that is coming through manufacturing, a lot of initiatives around these pockets. So at the moment, if you ask me, probably those pockets are very well priced and valued. But my sense is that that's where you will start seeing some outbeat on earnings, which will re-rate a few of those pockets. So excited about autos, but again, we have to be very picky in terms of, at what price and at what value we are looking at it.
Right. Ankur, you were talking about the data center opportunity, right? The closest that we can get to the AI theme. Tell me, what's the chatter at the conference about as to how can one invest best in the entire AI theme, and whether there is anything other than data centers that one could look at?
Yeah, see, data center is, kind of a new movement in India where we have started seeing some opportunities in investment. It's entire ecosystem that one needs to talk about, right? It's not only the data center, but the real estate associated with it in terms of technology, in terms of hardware that we are talking about, the infrastructure overall. So I think the opportunity will unfold over the next 3, 4, 5 years as we start seeing that build up happening on data centers. As of now, I think the best way to do or think about the investment is watch out for few of those plays that you will start seeing across the ecosystem. Maybe infrastructure is the right bet in terms of, starting out the right there. And I think as we go forward, we are already seeing some papers that will come around data center as a theme. So I think investors would be probably excited around it, and you will start seeing a lot of interest coming on those sides. Apart from that, I feel, again, you don't need to keep reinventing many sectors, but you need to be going deep. I just feel that discretionary consumption, healthcare as a sector, and especially what we look at hospitals and CDMO, again looks very, very exciting and interesting in India. So few of these pockets still has value, but are we chasing growth? I think it's more going to be growth multiple than the value multiple that you will pay.
How should so there are some high growth sectors, right? Especially where EMS is concerned. That's one high growth sector. We spoke with an EMS management earlier today. There's also value retail within the consumer discretionary space, which looks interesting. Talk to us about those two key themes. How should one look at valuations in those themes?
I feel value retail especially, and I think let me start with that. In terms of consumption, as I said, the long-term consumption cycle still remains intact. In fact, this with all the right directional and policy making that has happened around it, it has only helped bump the consumption to a next level. I think value retail as a story, we will see a lot of unfolding happening there as there is more penetration that will happen. Also remember that, the per capita income going up and the disposable income going up means that the value chain will also go higher. So suddenly the luxury and the premium luxury will also start looking very attractive. So it's it's place where you need to be invested consistently, Whether you would ask me, is there a right entry point? I would just say that you have to be there and play with the valuation. So my sense is that yes, long-term trajectory is there. It is hard to say that whether there is an entry point to this, because remember that Indian markets have been expensive and will continue to remain expensive given the flurry of financialization flow that we are seeing domestically. As far as EMS goes, to the next point, I think EMS is going to be very expensive given that it's a growth story. As you rightly said, yes, there is pockets of growth and we are super excited around it. But again, I think I would go with the same narration that it's going to be expensive. We need to watch out on the data. I think one of the key things that I would want to see in the EMS space is the earning upgrades. Are we going to see the next level of growth coming in? Because it's quite, the multiples really justify only if you have that growth coming in for the next FY27 as we move in.
Right. Okay, Ankur, great to have you today on ET Now, and you have a good conference.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, on that note, we're going to wind it up right here in this edition of Straits. It's a goodbye from Harsh and me.